Hey guys, and welcome back to my Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth campaign. You see, we're already in 1682. Well, today's episode is gonna be interesting because we're gonna continue expanding, now being blocked by the antagonism, and we're gonna see how our country reacts to the new patch changes, because previous episode was recorded on 107. This is 1010 patch. So, in a nutshell, there is a rework on like how proximity works. And this is gonna update in a month. Here's the screenshot of how it's gonna update. From good news, now you'll see that the proximity coming from vegetation is not here anymore. So, for example, from woods or forests, you don't have maluses anymore if you have a road. So that's definitely a great change. But the other sources were nerfed a little bit. They reworked how the decentralization works. You see, with centralization losing loyalty of the subjects, so some of them are disloyal now, but you see, even with maximum of decentralization, many of them are loyal. They definitely did rework the strength calculation. I had like 70 of fiefdoms, now it's 50, and I had also much more on the vassals, it's just 9 right now. So that's great for us, and also the opinion modifier is giving you more of loyalty, so this is definitely a boost to the subjects. Unfortunately for us, each subject gets you towards decentralization, you see? I'm going 1.5 towards it right now, which is fine. And at least they also boosted how much satisfaction I'm gonna get to the estates and how much loyalty. So I'll be able to do actually more subjects. With Christmas coming, I'm sure you're looking for some games as gifts for your friends, family. If you're doing so, make sure to check endeavor.com, which is sponsor of this video, where you can buy not only games but also gift cards and e-gift cards for any platform that you're looking for, PlayStation, Xbox. You will find great offers with great discounts here, and by clicking the link in the video description, you're gonna also support the channel. They also did out of tweaks to AIs, being more aggressive. Apparently they should also build bigger armies in this age, so see if the wars are gonna be harder today. And they also tweaked the calculation for the force limit. You see, I was like twice or even more over my force limit in previous episode. Now I'm actually just above it with these new changes. The calculation of income and expenses was also changed, so if we pass a month tick, we'll see how it's gonna change. Same as my tax base, from what I've seen, should also increase over the month tick with these new changes that I'm doing. Just take a look at that. Oh, that's so slow. Mostly it's up to 20.4 thousand of base tax, and overall my balance and income also increased. I was actually looking a look at the trade automations, and you'll see here that pretty much everywhere what is bringing me the most of the money is Chile exports. And that's why I should probably use a bit more this situation. It's not visible here. To bring more of Chile into the country. See, that's where I'm having it right now. Let's get it to more locations with this beautiful mechanic. Overall, they also changed how calculation of the prosperity works. It was just too easy to get prosperity before. Now, if you look at these locations, you'll see that it will be actually dropping everywhere in my country, so I'm definitely gonna lose some population growth and development increase. Another nice change is how the ask for money works now. Now it is actually capped at, I think, of like some percentage of the yearly income of the asker. So it's not gonna ask me for 5,000 because I'm so rich, it's gonna ask me for 22 ducats because they are so poor. I should also create a new market here in the south between Pest and Zlewikk, because you see all over here we've got really low market access, and somewhere here in Wallachia seems like a good place to do so. Let's see this. Yeah, how about we do Tirgoviste over here? It's just, it is integrated, right? It's just not a core. So that should be fine. That will be a good place to create the market. And that new market, you'll see, yeah, it's making it much nicer, right? Anyway, I don't have much control here, and I won't have much. See already there's less locations of hand control with these recent changes, unfortunately. And with me losing 10 proximity from centralization, it's gonna get worse. One of the nice changes that, remember, when you are an empire and you're trying to get locations from kingdom, you had 10% decrease war score, from a duchy 20%, from a county 30%. They actually removed that. And I would love to become an empire, but for that, I need to get rid of the Holy Roman Empire. So we need to expand more into Germany. There's also a lot of UI improvements to buildings. So we'll be seeing, I think I'd rather go use this screen. You'll be seeing actually what production efficiency bonuses you have in specific locations, which especially helps you figure out, okay, where we have like good goods in the province for the specific building. I should be also starting some explorations here in inland. I think they improved how it works. So let me see if I can send some trash characters to do that for us. Actually, this exploration cost, I think we need high military guys actually. I should prioritize them. Yeah, as long as they're not a general in the army, that's totally fine. I forgot that this impact the exploration monthly progress. That's definitely worth it. Also, I have noticed that I should be able to ally France, but I can't because we are both hegemons. But to my previous point, how about we ally the Ottomans and we make the Ottomans successful? The cost of no-OCB was also decreased. Right now, for example, you see for me it's just 7 stability to no-OCB Crimea, just pretty much for free. But you see, they would call Egypt in, but to be honest, I don't care. I'm just fixing the border steadily here, and I'll be doing more subjects now that they got boosted, while steadily eating some here. Some of the explorations are currently ongoing. I don't think I've been taking any advances for the exploration speed, but it's fine. I just don't know why this is currently stalled, since I don't have experience. If you know, guys, where I find the tooltip for this, that would be helpful. Another improvement is that levies of the subjects don't decrease their loyalty anymore. So that's, you can actually fight with the subjects joining your wars. Oh, and forts garrison is now increasing daily, not monthly. Actually, nerfing a little bit how fast you can rush the forts. I think this UI is also better now, and actually telling the truth on the army. And there's a mix. This is a mix of raised army and their potential levies. In that war with Georgia, Crimea, and the Mamluks, I'm just gonna simply send 2 big stacks, maybe the ones that are using artillery. Just go and focus siege them, right? I'm gonna use this great focus here. You do the stuff on this side of Caucasia. You go and do stuff on the other side of Caucasia. You can already see that Mamluks are gonna try landing. So we use this stack here on the other hand to do defend coast. I think I chose all of this. And try landing now. We finally unlocked regimental camp, which is an upgraded rural building for manpower, which I'm definitely gonna spam everywhere, because as usual, that's creating great demand for all of these goods, which boosts the economy, which then in the end boosts our base tax, which then increases the taxation. So I spent just 50,000 on upgraded buildings. I'll have to follow this up, you know, with all the new buildings that it created demand for. So, you know, something to automate that war as much as possible. I have 1 stack to defend my coasts, 1 stack that is hunting enemies, and 2 stacks that are focus sieging. So this way the only thing that I'm doing is rushing the forts. We are going towards 1 million of troops, me, together with all of my subjects. Now that I fixed the relations by going towards decentralization, see the annexation for that guy is going 8 a month because of the size difference. But yeah, anyway, look, you can see in your own eyes how our proximity just keeps dying. It's such a sad story. You see already all of the subjects are loyal, easy peasy. And this is still me being a bit centralized. I've noticed that also in my MP game, but I think overall also trade income also nerfed. At least in this campaign, we dropped our trade income on over 1,000 already. Of course, I lost some base tax, but that's not 1,000 trade income difference. That war is actually more bloody than the wars in the previous episodes against the leagues. Just look, 300,000 on their side and 30,000 our side. What's your thought on the map modes, by the way? Do you prefer this way when there's like blended color of the subjects, or do you prefer to have it clean? I think I rather prefer to have it clean. Yeah. That's better, isn't it? I forgot to tell you, they finally nerfed the trick that I found a few weeks ago where fiefdoms were able to increase your ruler stats. That's no longer possible. A lot of you requested me to go into Scandinavia. Well, it's time to do that. Are they at least a different religion? Sweden and Denmark are... It's gonna be a border. It's gonna, no matter what I do, it's gonna be a border. But I will start with Norway for less of border. So this is another political union, right? It doesn't allow me to attack Norway. See, I select the war goal. It's saying we not declare war upon a country with whom we are in union. I have union with no one. Goddamn troll game, I can't expand into Norway. Maybe it's because I'm in alliance with Naples? Well, that would be my guess. Well, how about we try breaking that alliance, because we would lose it anyway through that war. Yeah, that was sweet. Yeah, I should do a better job of explaining that, since I could call both Ottomans and Castile to that war. I'm curious how many troops we got gathered together. Not here. Where is the war? Oh, I think I've called... I just called into the war of Serbia. Million troops. I actually want to call Ottomans into that war because I will feed them the Naples lands here in the south. Yes, come and join. That's free lands for you to fix your borders. Under improvement, you can actually scroll through the list of antagonism now. For advances, it's time to plan some new ones. Definitely war score cost will be useful, so is the war college. Diplomatic capacity. And I think I have to go and switch the focus on the left hand side. No, we don't need the diplomatic capacity. I have to switch the focus on the left hand side because over here we'll be having minting office, which is super important to show later. Lacquer is gonna be important in general. Everything that is around here is gonna be a major boost to our economy. One of the other changes in this patch is that when you're getting attrition, you're losing morale, and in general, that is making a trouble of me sieging down Scandinavia. Look, this guy's lost so many troops already, and so are this, and I keep walking with 0 morale because of attrition. I think I might need for this kind of wars more auxiliary units. This might be at last of use. I'm looking at the modifiers for annexation. So, in general, I've got minus 40%. And when you look at the calculation of like how fast or how slow you annex a country, very important thing is the size. So it's 500% right now because I'm so big. At the same time, if you do multiple annexations at the same time, you get negative modifier. But because I have such a big bonus from the size and then also from the culture, me annexing a few subjects at the same time actually does not hurt as much. So how about we try annexing 3 at the same time? I just need to free a diplomat for that. I just want to take all of this, just out of the range, 114 locations. It's 15% of the war score. And also not that much of antagonism in Europe. Except maybe in the northern guys. I really want to take something here. We are already at maximum decentralization. So now the estate satisfaction improves faster. I can tax these estates more, especially Szlachta, and even for chłopstwo, you see, I'm taxing them at the maximum and still they have over 50% of loyalty. So it's not so bad, we've lost plenty of proximity, but I've rebuilt the base tax pretty much already. And to my previous point, this patch absolutely boosts the vassal gameplay. Look at the loyalty. Every single of my subjects has 100 except a few with this change. I don't like this change really. I would like to, you know, start uniting my country being centralized. But even if you have a few subjects, you can't really go centralized because of that associated value going to decentralize with the subjects. So I'll be creating plenty more subjects here for sure while uniting, annexing subjects here. Only 33 people out of 50,000 survived the Scandinavian conquest. Let me try piecing them out. Besides this, as told you, I want to give a few locations to the Ottomans. Let me just switch the occupation again, because it seems Ottomans do not want these provinces. Yep, I can give them all of these locations. Can I take Gotland though? Yeah, I think I want Gotland. Let's maybe give them a location less. It's not much, but that was an honest try, Mr. Ottoman, to grow you. Let's look at the new antagonist map. Austria will be able to join it, right? Oh yeah. Maybe if I improve relations, I can't do much. A bit, maybe it's gonna be enough. With another war score cost, yeah, we're at 40% reduced war score cost. So I could intervene in Bohemia war as my rival. Would that cause a coalition? Or I will be able to get Bohemia out of my coalition. This way. I think I can get them out of my coalition this way. I'll use that war to take the northern lands here from Bohemia. At least I will get some truce with these guys. And I'll use the parliament on the other hand to attack Bulgaria to get some of their Orthodox lands. I don't think it should be that much of antagonism. 11,000 that I can take. It's not like I really need it. So maybe instead, let's isolate them from other allies. You see the borders are now very clean, especially here up north. And funny thing, we've reached our diplo capacity. I didn't expect that one, but that's another reason to keep annexing some guys here. Oh my god, guys. I found something new in the UI that I wasn't aware of before. Maybe I guess some of you were. When you're in the location ranks, right? I was like, okay, how do I find out which of the towns can be already converted to cities? Because they have 30,000 population threshold. Apparently, there will be these little stripes on these locations saying it can be done. This is a lifesaver with big empires. If you look at the top right of my corner, you see I have two characters marked of interest. One is our heiress, which is who's 12 years old. Another one is a guy from the Piast dynasty. The only young guy from the Piast dynasty. I do plan to marry them to get the Piasts back on the throne. War College building, I was mentioning earlier in the advances, is a one building that you can have in the country that gives you manpower, but doesn't matter for our quantities. Look, our max manpower is at 670,000. It gives you 5% morale. One of the things that they changed in that patch is also how likely they are to build bigger armies. And so it's not like I have more armies than all the other grid parts combined anymore. It is getting more balanced with this increasing, but I'm still having an advantage. Are there any good borders enjoyers? We're getting there. Bohemia, of course, they got back into these terrains by getting Penza down, but yeah, we'll clear the borders. Oh, the Great Northern Conflict is a dynamic historical event for Poland. Our forces in Denmark have steadily expanded their reach, inching ever closer to our borders. I assume this is dynamic depending which of the northerns is the most powerful. The growing presence in the Baltic threatens not only our strategic interests but also the security of the Commonwealth. If we remain passive, war may find us unprepared, wreaking havoc across our heartland. Rather than wait for them to strike, we must take initiative. Gather forces, cross into their lands, and remind them that our people do not bend to northern ambition. 1697. To war? Declare war on Denmark? So even special CB. To lose stability because we have truce with Denmark. We don't? We do. That's actually not bad. England will join them. How many troops England has? Insignificant compared to us, 60,000. Denmark, yeah, they're both insignificant. Minting office is another building that will be very important to increase your control overall. Because you see, it gives you camp power, but more importantly, max control for the urban locations. It does require copper and tin, which I have plenty, but also silver and gold, which might be a bit more tricky to get. But I will anyway see how much of it we'll be able to spam. Let's start with just spamming it on all of the locations in my 3 main markets and then see if I will be having enough gold and silver for it. How unlucky can you be, guys? Boniface Piast died at age 17.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Just when our heirs got to 15 years old. Our heirs stats are not that bad. Let's just go ahead. Why there's Kawach in our country? No Piast? Wait a second. Oh, he has a spouse already. Can we somehow kill her? You have to sacrifice for the future of the Piast dynasty. Oh my god. But I found a Piast outside of our country. In Torzok, there's Ruslan Piast and Sivali Piast. This is 19, this is 21. So they are similar ages to our heir. Let's do this. We can bring back Piasts. This northern war CP is shitty because I cannot take anything that is not a port and it's not in Baltic or Northern Germany regions. That's why I can only take these locations and Gotland. And I took also a bit from Volgast. But that's it. The border guard stays. I'll have to fix that later. Theodosian War is still standing here. 4,000 defenders. Do you want to kill all of these guys? Because I'm pretty sure they're all gonna die. But I want to give Constantinople back to Ottomans. But you know what I could do instead? I could dismantle the forts now. 97% war score. And next time we fight with them easily. And it looks like it doesn't really need that much gold. You see all these mint officers, why is broken, are using just 6 gold in Torun. Why I'm exporting 21, so it might just be still worth it. Because in the end the control is gonna bring me more income, but you see, this helps. Let's get the minting offices across the whole country. Okay, Byzantium, say goodbye to the Theodosian worlds. And soon Constantinople as well. And to my previous point about armies, look, Mamluks, they've built 169,000 of a standing army. Lacquerware, something that is very lacking in the whole Europe. So me unlocking this manufacture is not only infinite money for ourselves, but also from the trade. Obviously, once I create more of supply, the prices are gonna go down a lot. But the initial money we get from it is gonna be insane. I'm gonna spend a lot of money on that. One thing that definitely annoys me, and believe me, I've seen a lot of different versions of it, is the speed of the game. Look, when I turn off the maximized tick speed, that's how fast the game is. And when I turn on maximize the tick speed, yes, it's gonna get faster, but look at what cost. How laggy the game becomes when you unpause. In the previous ages, like up until very recently, it was really good on that speed. And by the way, I just killed like 100k of Mamluk army. And just so you're aware, what I'm mad at, I don't like, is I really have a top PC, right? Look that when I go at speed 5 without the tick speed, my CPU is used for at 40%, memory 50%, my graphic card at 20%. It just cannot go faster. And I've seen many patches with different balance, but this one I've seen better. and I hope that you will do better in the future. Also, before you comment about my CPU temperature, if you Google that CPU, it works at that temperature always, and it's fine. And Mamluks bringing their army, actual professional army. You see, I'm beginning to lose some battles. Yes, they've lost more, but they do have a quantity advantage over here. See, now I'm losing more at this point, especially that my flank depleted. I have to run for life. Even though I've killed 240,000 troops, they still have 400,000 more. Do you see that increase in the base tax? That line at the other end? That's the lacquerware coming in. Do we already trade in lacquerware? Yeah, already selling it some, at least internally for now, but we'll also be making more and more money from trade, at least until the AIs discover lacquerware manufacturers and start using them. It's insane, it's already 28,000 just in another 2 months. Złotoryja is my highest base tax location, but it's because it has gold. Look at this, 90,000 versus 26,000. It's really even losses wise. Let's see what happens if I reinforce with my winged hussars. Just really wait a few days. The attrition doesn't help with recovering morale. Oh no! That's a long way to reinforce it. Yeah, I have to run away. See? That wouldn't happen on the previous patch. Trust me, they wouldn't bring so many armies and they wouldn't be trying so hard. Well, let's see how the winged hussars do, even without the full morale. And for sure, see, it's the flanks are imbalanced on their side, but so they are on mine. Let's see. Because so far, so good. They have so many reserves, so yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win it. But I can do losses. They do losses, but look, also because winged hussars do morale damage, look how many units are actually retreating from that battle. And if I reinforce with these guys, I think I'm gonna win it. I hope. I reinforce with raw morale, so they're also gonna be running away faster. But yeah, I think the winged hussars are doing their job. We're winning that. I need to get back with both of these 2 stacks home to recover. But I also like that before you couldn't see the CPs of your subjects. Now you can see them. So I see I have the falling through the threat on Bohemia and Gofia thanks to my subjects. But I think we still have truce with Bohemia until actually this year. It ends in August. We need to declare in August to recover this. Another dynamic historical event for Poland, Order of the White Eagle. Let's see what we can do. We can unlock the Order of the Chivalry Law, which, as the Order of the White Eagle, gives me Army of Tradition Decay and Chivalric Order. This allows characters of our religion to join the Chivalric Order. As part of the order, the character in question gains the following modifiers: monthly prestige, adding diploma military ability, and order specific modifier. That sounds not bad. And you see the king is gonna join it. 420,000, I just have enough. So what else does it give me? Is it somewhere here? There it is, join Order of the White Eagle. Army morale, monthly prestige, military ability. So it is at 82. Iron Foundry is also a really important building, because as an upgrade for the tools workshop. That's gonna be another boost to our base tax, which then converts into the taxes. And these are the battles that I want to see. Yes, we're doing more damage, but we are also receiving the damage. In the previous patch, it was like I was killing 30,000, losing 50 boys. Look at this. We have better quality, we have better technology, and the results are good in our side. Plus, they used a bit of levies. Same, you see, they've lost 400,000, but I've lost 200,000, which probably at least 100,000 is just me. I'm curious. These guys here will be able to reinforce. But what if we try fighting these guys? Oh no, they rushed the fort. Well, winged hussars, let's see what they can do. Outnumber 4.5 to 1. we are getting our ass kicked because we fight on a -2 battle. Not a good idea to fight here. But if they attack us, and I have both of the stacks fighting, you see how the turntables. We should win that one easily. But it's not like we are losing nothing. 22,000 lost. F to Jan Lackorowski, so our Hussar leader. He lived until 73, so it is really not that bad. He changed a lot on his look. Update, 450,000 died on their side. I really do want to piece out the Mamluks, but maybe not giving them that much money. On the other hand, I shit in money. I can give them that to fuck off. Not having any fort on the capital, Austria. Big mistake. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to steal some of your art if you have any. Yeah, by sieging it down. Our succession is secured. You see, there are 2 kids already coming from the renewed Playast dynasty. How are the borders now? I know it's still not perfect, but we are steadily improving it with each of the wars. And now, look, for all this I just conquered, I will focus on feeding this into subjects. The winter of 1709, we're gonna get the Great Frost decay modifier for 2 years. That gives navy attrition, army attrition, -2% population growth, -100% food production, -100% wheat output, maize and rice. Food stockpiles across all provinces will suffer depending on the winter level of the locations, and then we lose 25 stability. How am I supposed to survive this? That's 11.2 thousand of population growth. At least it's a decaying modifier, so it's gonna get worse. What? -40,000. How is France, for example? It's the same over there, if not worse. That's gonna hurt. It's a new Black Death. At least that modifier is actually going down really fast. So it's just 12,000 in a month now. 8,000. And even the food level is just Pskov and Yelnya that are suffering now. I feel like a lot of actual characters died. Look how many armies don't have a commander now. You know what you need to be cheap for the Lackwiller to work? Dice. And the Dice workshop is definitely gonna solve that issue. I'm looking through the laws and I'm pretty sure that the Royal Court Customs was giving you much more proximity cost for run. That's probably one of the things that they nerfed on that patch. -2.5, was it like 5 or even not 10? You know, as over time your culture is having a higher pop growth than the other cultures in the location when it's a full core. Looked at, for example, Halichian and Volhynian, these 2 cultures, like, they cease to exist pretty much, and they still take 0.33 and 0.30 of capacity. That's gonna make them not so happy for a while, but this way I can free my cultural capacity to accept the other cultures. Like, for example, Bulgarian, to get all of this land solved. Fully core, just look at that monthly. Yes, that was certainly of help. We are doing this right. We're fixing her. Look, the Ottomans actually have Constantinople now, and not bad borders for this year, but we're gonna keep improving that. Anyway, I think this is where we're gonna finish this episode. Just in time, so in the next episode we'll start getting into Age of Revolutions. We also have plenty of time recorded already. Borders are not bad, steadily improving that as usual. Base tax, you see, those are correct, because Lackwiller wouldn't be as efficient, right, as it was at the very start, because I started creating some supply, but still we are up to 26,500 of it. And let me show you some maps as usual. control. See, I'm really paying the proximity nerf plus decentralization, but it's still not bad. This is my location ranks, markets, cultures, literacy, players map mode, and antagonists. I hope you guys are enjoying this campaign so far. I'm slowly getting ready to actually do one push because, you know, there's not much more expansion in Europe without coalitions. So what I think I'll be doing is doing 1 giga war, meaning like a series of wars, even no CB wars, to conquer as much as possible in just one go. How it's gonna work? We'll see in the next episode. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get notified about this, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye.